Here we go, everybody. Diligent versus KAMECHAN. We're going right into it with a Wedget and Sean ban.
Yep, that's right. Pre-bans locked in right here. Wedget, it was nerfed, still good. This is something that's getting pre-banned on the stage of SWC in Sean. We know how insane Sean can be, but first pick is going to be for KAMECHAN, locking in the 33 speed lead, Oliver.
Yeah, allegedly nerfed. That Wedget, allegedly. You know, you can feel it, but still a super strong starter. The more Tian Lang, I love picking the Tian Lang this early. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. You know, it's easy to see coming, but at the same time, it's one of those units that can't be that bad, especially when you pick units that naturally absorb attack bar, like Miles.
It's potentially taking a unit away from KAMECHAN. He may have that Tian Lang that we just don't know about yet. I love the Oliver Miles with the Masha. I think these are great units that he brought to the field. I'm expecting some supports to pop up after these three here. Diligent, looking at drafting another unit that was allegedly banned. Laura in Chungpung.
Yeah, the Laura.
Oh, allegedly
nerfed,
now
it's got,
sorry.
Allegedly nerfed. It's got a 40% chance to strip after skill ups now. Oh, look at that. Bringing a lot of heat over here from KAMECHAN. Look at all this damage being presented here, Stoic. You just ban out, do you hopefully just ban out the Chiwu? What do you take out?
I feel like you do ban out the Chiwu, because I feel like Chiwu is the only enabler that's on the other side of the field. Otherwise, that's just a lot of heat that KAMECHAN's trying to bring here. So we'll see what happens, but I do think that Chiwu's probably going to be the banner. I think Nephthys is an excellent pick here. This is super, super good for Diligent. Diligent's got great synergy for his team right now. I do think Chiwu gets the ban.
Yeah, I think so. And it's like, you know, with the Sonya is another, like, painful unit to face just because it's got that single target snipe potential, but I think maybe banning out the big picture in Chiwu might be the best call.
Yes, I agree. So Chiwu is going to be getting the ban out there. There's nothing he can do about that Nephthys. So Nephthys, to no surprise, is going to be getting the ban out here. What are we about to see? Like a bunch of like Nemesis units pop off and take 2 units down from Diligent? I have no clue. But right now, I'm looking at a Diligent first round victory.
Yeah, Diligent has presented a really strong comp, but Miles has a unique opportunity to disrupt it. And look at the Sonya's speed there, Stoic.
That's a very, very fast Sonya. We might be learning something here, because that's going to be it for that unit getting dropped almost immediately. Laura's taking a lot of damage right now. Definitely putting Diligent, our previous champion, on the back foot right now.
Definitely losing that Chungpung means he loses a lot of tempo. I don't think any of us were expecting him to have that, KAMECHAN to have that much speed on Diligent. Even considering the 33 lead, like, that was a lot of units moving ahead.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of additional damage. It's exactly what Diligent needed to see here. So we'll see what happens with this Oliver trying to get a little bit of attack for pushback here, some resets. We've got, of course, a defense break sitting on top of the Miles, and I think Diligent is going to be taking advantage of this defense break, unless he's going to try and slow down that Masha.
Big time. And also, what's cool is that Laura is going to be moving next. Still has skill 2 available and a unique chance to land it on the Masha.
Yep, stun's coming out, does get the Masha. Masha's not going to be proccing here.
No.
Second skill is available to get the attack bar pushback, but the additional turn's going to be popping out here. He's probably going to be taking up that attack bar sitting on top that Laura in does.
But every bit of attack bar for Oliver is also attack bar for Tian Lang. Masha is still lacking immunity. Finally going to get a little bit here. Tian Lang can just knock out the Sonya. She's getting a little dangerously close to that snipe, so you just got to take it eventually. And the proc basically erases that turn that he just committed to taking out the Sonya.
Yep, no defense break going to be landing on top of the Oliver. Keep in mind, most Olivers nowadays are going to be ruined on max resistance, so no surprise in seeing actually the resistance pop up on that unit. There's a very important dismount that's going to be hitting that Masha here, and things are definitely looking a lot better for Diligent now.
A lot better. Not enough damage came out from that Masha, and he's still working on confirming the kill on that Laura, and it's way too late. So KAMECHAN is going to have to do a little bit of thinking, because Diligent just took that back out of nowhere. That Tian Lang really pulled a lot.
It really did, kind of justifying that early pick there on the Tian Lang, because I never like a first round draft of Tian Lang. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like you want to see just a little bit more before you slam Tian Lang down on the field there. But you know what? Diligent made it justified. Diligent made it work, and he got his first round victory there. Now, I do appreciate KAMECHAN coming out so hot and aggressive there up against Diligent, because that's kind of what you want to do. Make your opponent sweat. And he came in there, and he tried to make a name for himself there. And, you know, I think he did. I think he put his name on the map there, taking a unit very quickly away from Diligent to put him on the back foot there. But Diligent, like a champion, he held strong, stayed strong, was that fortress that everybody knows him as.
And he outsped with 2 units. Naturally, the Tian Lang is going to soak up that pre-ban. Yeah, you touched on it a little bit. The round 1 Tian Lang. I think if you know you're going to let the Oliver go through, then the Tian Lang makes more sense. You know, Tian Lang really only did what he did because Oliver was there, feeding him turns. So we'll see how he adjusts. Taking the Oliver and the Miles is a really reserved first couple picks from KAMECHAN. The only thing is we know how fast that Miles is, Stoic.
That's right. We know how fast that unit's going to be. There was a speed lead inside of Diligent as well, but of course speed leads for KAMECHAN as well. So we really need to keep these in mind. Let's see what happens if we're going to be taking some faster units. Escher, Zabala, Ethna, all these very high speed units. And of course,
there he is.
We're seeing that Wedget. Oh my God, there's the combination.
Oh, the light Ivor. This is a cool unit. Sort of a solo rag. It's kind of like a ragdoll mixed with an Amduat. I'd say it's kind of closer to an Amduat. It gains 10%. I believe I'm not making that number up. I think 10% attack bar every time someone moves. And anyone.
Yeah. Correct. Whenever an enemy or an ally is going to be gaining a turn, correct. That is 10% attack bar going to be gained. Keep in mind, the base speed is very high on this unit, so it's kind of like what I was talking about, those super high speed, high volatility units, where I said in Escher, we're going to be getting the light Eivor instead.
It'd be really fun to see Diligent go for a full light team. That isn't necessarily what I think would be best. It's just, it'd be kind of gimmicky and fun, and he's got the round to play with. But maybe if he were less nervous, he could do something like that. Meanwhile, I think a Carnal's pretty good. Oh, Rika is fun and a little dangerous unless he's banning out the Raccoony, because he could easily just pick another auto cleanser and just let that Rika through.
Yeah, let's see what happens with KAMECHAN if he goes down that route. And I think that's a great pick there. I love the Juno. I love the Raccoony. These are great units to drop to the field here. I still give a lot of credit right now to Diligent. I think he has a very, very powerful draft where it is going to be tanky. I think the Rika was a little too much. I think he could have went with something a little bit more synergistic to his team instead of opting. Like, you should have known that Juno was going to hit the field, and Raccoony is still going to be a problem there. But to no surprise, Juno gets the pre-ban out.
And the Wedget, I think, was the natural ban too, especially when paired with something like a Laura. It's too many buffs in play. It's too much attack bar, and you'll just lose track of your enemy. Miles, we know how fast this unit is. We were expecting it to take turn 1. Go ahead and land that stun on the Rika. Is that not 100% res? It should be an 100% res, but it was able to get through that, getting the stun. So much damage coming towards Rika. To no surprise, he's going to go right back into that Miles. Miles is going to be in the position to try and take something else out. Look at the attack bar gain onto this light Eivor. That's so wild. What a crazy unit with a 118 base speed. I'm glad we get to see it. It's wild that it has a 118. That's a crazy number for something that cycles its own attack bar. It doesn't even need it. Great proc from the Tessarion. He could take this time to put Oblivion up on that Ivor.
Oh, looks like he's going to be looking to get rid of this Connell as soon as possible. Connell obviously being one of those units that can be extremely volatile going up against a no immunity and just a Raccoony.
Yeah. I don't hate the defense break on the Carnal, but I would like to see less attack bar gain coming out of that light Ivor.
Yeah, I know. It's so crazy. Let's see what happens. The additional turns, though, popping out for this Oliver. He's added that defense break, which is not at all what Diligent needed to see here. But looking for some sleeps or additional turns, and that's not going to happen here. But here comes that Connell. Connell putting so much damage onto the field here. A lot of additional damage. Nice little stun sitting on top of the Tessarion, which really needed to happen there. Oh my God, look at all the attack bar every turn. It's so crazy to see this attack bar. It's accruing just so much value.
So much turn cycling. Could you imagine that with a Wedget? Could you imagine that standing next to a Wedget? So many turns would be taken. I can't help but wonder if maybe Kame should have reset the Carnal there instead of just tapping on the Laura. I think the Carnal was kind of a big pushback.
Probably, but I feel like this light Eivor is playing with KAMECHAN's mind right now with all this attack bar. You like don't even know when the unit's going to start cutting in and potentially stun with second skill. It's so crazy. Or is it stun with first skill? There's a defense break and there's a stun in there.
It's got a lot. It has a lot. Oh, and look at all these dots coming out right now. Big stun coming out
That's what
too.
really is going to be locking it in here because Rakuni's going to be dropping there. So commanding. Diligent taking full control with this light Eivor, just bringing so much power, so much aggression, so many turns for Diligent.
So many turns. Diligent really came into that and was like, you know what? My whole game plan is just going to be taking more turns than my opponent. That was a super fun game to watch from Diligent. I think the light Eivor was a great pick. Love the pressure he put on with the Wedgeat and the Laura. Solid draft all around.
Yep. What do you think it's pre-ban going into this next match?
It's probably the Wedgeat again, to be honest. It's probably Wedgeat or yeah, it's either one of those. The Wedgeat could be Laura. I don't know if it'll be the
could be that light Eivor. I think that light Eivor made of no, it's gonna be the Wedgeat. Yeah.
Oh,
makes
it's the
sense.
Wedgeat.
Makes definite sense there.
It's yeah, exactly, but I think it's one of those units you said it got in his head, and I think that's a really apt way to describe it. It's just, whoa, this unit's moving a lot more than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah, most definitely. I think Oliver's a great pick here. I think that should definitely stay. I still want to see that. I think Oliver Miles, I think that is really great in the wheelhouse of KAMECHAN. He is going to be sticking with that. Masha's going to be coming to the table once again. Diligent very comfortably slamming down Moore and Tian Lang.
You can see the nerves shifting from Diligent over to KAMECHAN. KAMECHAN's looking a lot more reserved, and Diligent is seeming more comfortable by the second. I mean, he is at match point right now. KAMECHAN needs to get something on the board. This is the one to turn it around.
I love that at match point you feel very comfortable taking a Sekhmet where Sekhmet has that ability to lose you to match right off of turn one. So it's like taking the Sekhmet here. He's got room to breathe because if Sekhmet doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world for Diligent right now. So taking that Sekhmet there, he's going to roll the dice. Hopefully the unit is going to be staying true for him. Got double speed leads locking in here. Diligent looking just, again, really, really good.
Really good. Really good. I wish there was a cleaner way to say that, but he is just looking very well-rounded, to be honest. And the Tian Lang feels great here. Could soak up the ban. Might get a little ban on the Riley to just take full control with the Nefties. Who knows what he's got? To be honest, Diligent feels like pretty in control just in the pick ban.
Yep, that's right. I mean, seeing what KAMECHAN has drafted here, I feel like this is something that Diligent feels very comfortable to see. To no surprise to see this. I think it was a very obvious ban going out onto the Riley and, of course, that Neftis as well. But we've got a very, very good draft for Diligent right now.
Yeah, I can't help but think that a proc from this Chungpung could just seal it away. Let's see if Miles can disrupt something right here. He could try to intercept that Sekhmet, opts instead to lock down the Tian Lang so that he doesn't have a chance to strip and stun on skill 2. She does it. She increased the cooldown time on the Carnal.
Ooh, I think what KAMECHAN is need to take advantage of, like defense break, violent proc, and then, you know, get something rolling here. But that's serious matter. That might just be the nail in the coffin right there, to be honest with you. He needs to keep up with attack breaks. Does get resisted, though. Curse the Beautiful's coming out. Going to be laying a lot of potential defense. Yeah, defense breaks across the board here. Just not landing on that Miles, of course.
Yeah, once again, rehashing the best impression of her sister Nefties. She does so much, this Sekhmet, and all we do is talk trash, Stoic.
All we do is... You're right. You are very, very right. Well, you got opts to hold on to both skills with the second skill of Chungpung and not using it there, but Tian Lang just doing so much damage, and KAMECHAN knows that writing's on the wall. The 3-0 just happened there, because that's going to be the Oliver. That's going to be it for Connell there, and I mean, we have a dismounted Masha. There's just not too much more you could do. Resets going out onto the Miles and just absolute control and reapplying defense breaks with the skill that he saved with that Chungpung.
Yeah, and what from a few turns back there, the Tian Lang held on by 1 HP. A huge punish with the proc. Diligent with a crisp and clean 3-0 against his first opponent in the tournament. That is one step closer to his second World Finals title.